Washington Parks and Recreation Commission meeting for October 12th. Can we call the meeting to order, please?
Dan Cassette, Bob Zurich,
Present.
Bob Kleppel,
Here.
Kevin Creedy, Tessie Steffens,
Here.
Sparky Stuckenschneider,
Here.
Jeannie Miller-Wood,
Here.
Dave Waymeyer,
Here.
Betty Werner,
Here.
Gavin Woolley,
Here.
Al Bear, Jeff Packey.
Here.
Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Play ball.
We have approval of the minutes. I'm sure you've all had time to read them all. I do think there is a correction to be made.
Just one. I think I was at the last meeting, I think.
Oh,
He's not down as here or gone,
oh,
but he was here.
I think I was here.
that's pretty slick. Yeah, we'll get that corrected.
Thank you.
So if there's no other corrections, can I have a motion to approve in a second, please?
Motion.
Second?
Okay, so we have a motion by Bob and a second by Gavin. All in favor?
Aye.
Our Park and Recreation Director's report.
Okay. Let's see, first thing I wanted to update you guys on is as of October 1st, which is our new fiscal year, we're eligible. It was council and the mayor put in the budget for an additional park maintenance worker one position. So we are accepting applications right now. They've been a little slow coming in. But as they come in, as we get a few more, we'll get going on that, and hopefully we can find another worker bee for us. So we could use it.
Yes.
Let's see, what else? Just recovering, I guess, is one of the things I want to talk about. Talk about it a little bit in old business, but recovering from American in Bloom. That was quite the event that we had, and a lot of prep work leading up to it. Not only in the parks, but the different right-of-ways that the city has, green space, event areas such as the farmer's market. And so that went well, but we're kind of recovering from that. We're kind of this week kind of continuing on our maintenance list of items that we worked on leading up to American in Bloom. So they were backfilling against Lakeview Trail. If you recall, that trail was paved in May, I think, April or May. And there was different areas along the trail where there was quite a bit of a lip. And so we're going back through. We had to do the same thing on the lake dam, but we did that before the fair with all the people coming through there, and now we're doing the trail. And still mowing grass, obviously, and getting ready to winterize some of the bathrooms with the cold weather coming in. So next on my list of things to do, I'm hoping I can get the caboose out to bid for painting before it gets too cold. And then that fence, same thing, fence at Phoenix Playground, get that out to bid, get that in. And then I have a whole laundry list of new projects that are in the new budget. So those were a couple of the holdovers from last budget.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What is the budget for this coming year?
Total Parks and Rec, I'll have to get back to you. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly what it is, but I can get back to you on that.
Thank you.
It's in the council minutes if you want, Gavin.
Okay,
I
thanks.
mean, online.
Sure.
Meeting rules.
Got it.
And Wayne, is the fence in for Phoenix, or we're still,
No, it's got to be bid out yet.
okay,
That's why I got to work on the bid document and get it bid out and then installed.
okay, okay. Okay,
So that was separate from the playground part.
Well, it was budgeted that way last year. The playground was the playground, and then we had it was lumped, I take that back. in my head it was separate, but in the budget was lumped together, but that was like the one small piece that we didn't get finished. We got the asphalt done over there, the trail connection over there, obviously the playground is in, and then we had this little fence piece. And so I had money remaining out of last year's budget for that project, and so that small portion, fence portion, I think it was 25, thousand, got rolled over into this new budget.
Okay. I remembered seeing it in last year's budget. That's why I assumed it was all part of the same project and being finished. I didn't know we were going out to bid yet, so. Yeah,
Yep.
sooner than later there. I think we still have orange fence around there now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So.
That's it for my report.
Okay. Communications from the audience. I see we have some Eagle Scouts with us.
Yes. So we had two wonderful additions to the park system, different Eagle Scout projects going on at the same time over the last year or so, year and a half, maybe longer than that with COVID. One is a bench at Crestview Water Tower, which you see on the screen here in front of you. Looks like the internet's a little slow here. Hopefully I can get to all the pictures. Now my computer's not doing anything.
Nice.
Yes, it is.
I mean, that really is nice. And which Eagle Scout do we get to thank for that?
This is Luke's. So Luke, if you want to, excuse me,
Come up.
come on up to the podium and tell us all about your project. And I'll try to get the pictures to come back up here.
So my project was
What's your name, Luke?
Luke Mockenheimer.
Okay.
Luke Mockenheimer, Troop 462. And my project, it was, as you see up there, well, it's not there anymore. Well, now it is. It's a bench with a 4x8 slab of concrete. And got the plaque right there as my name, Troop. Everyone that donated, I got donations from the VFW, helped pay for the bench. Franklin County Concrete donated the concrete. Woody Bogler Trucking gave me the mulch, and Advertisement Unlimited donated the plaque, and I got the rock for the concrete from C2. I bought Ms. Junker gave me a catalog with all the benches. We, kind of picked that one. It's got brackets on there, bolted it down, and broom finish on the concrete, and it's at Crestview. It's mulch around it, right next to the road.
Yep, very
Looks good.
professional looking, yeah.
It
Yeah,
is
looks good.
very, very well done. Thank you very much.
Thank
You
you.
remember how much the bench was?
The bench with shipping, because it was from, you had to the factory, you had to pay $200 to get it shipped to the store, and then they would ship it to you. It was $750,
That's what I thought it was.
and it's 6 feet long.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Yep, thank you, turned out great.
Thank you.
Very
nice
nice.
project.
Thank
Way
to go.
you.
Thanks, Luke.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Where do you go to school? What year
Thank you.
And then next up, we have Blake Weber. And Blake did kind of almost two projects at the dog park. He started off doing one and then wound up doing two. And Blake, I'll try to pull these up while Blake's kind of explain the project to you.
So I did an information donor board.
This was in the paper recently.
Yeah, it really is.
That side's the information, or the donor board for the people who helped raise the fencing,
Let me see
or
if I
the money for building the dog park. And then the other side would be an information board. So Mr. Dunker has the keys for that, and people can ask him and they can put information up there. And then there's the information side. And the other portion was we built 4 obstacles for the dog park, and we had one in the small dog area and 3 in the large dog area. So we had one with a ramp and stairs, and then we had a large jumper. I saw one with 3 different stages. That one is in the large dog area.
That's great.
And we had the one
Sorry, they're kind of mixed up here.
So and the other one in the large dog area was the one with the 2 ramps. It's called an A-frame. And the one in the small dog area was it's a jumper, but it's only got 1 level. It's just a small, the
That's
short
this one
level.
here.
So yeah, I got those 4 obstacles and the information donor board.
Well
Do you have a
done.
dog?
I do.
Do you take it down there?
Yeah, he is still a puppy, but I don't know if he's gone on him yet. He might be too scared still. But,
Well, I love the pictures that the few dogs that, they went on them right away.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
that was within the next 10 minutes after we.
well done.
Good deal.
Good job.
Way to
Well
go.
done. Thank you very much.
Have any other questions?
Is your name on the information board? Or plaque?
Yeah, I think.
I have it's on the donor side.
Okay.
It's in gold at the bottom.
Okay,
Great.
good.
Should be.
We'll remember you for a long time.
Sorry?
What year in school are you?
I am a senior. I'm actually very close to turning 18, so.
You had to get that project in.
Yay, Mom.
Like
Yeah.
3 days or something.
So am
isn't it?
I.
I turn 18 on October 18th.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I was a week and a half until I got it done.
Well done.
At least I'm not as bad as, there was somebody on the Eagle board that whenever I went to my final meeting, and my first meeting with them too, he finished his in an hour and a half left, so at least I didn't push it that close.
Well done.
Now,
Like
is this
cutting it
project,
close.
is this project a prerequisite to attaining Eagle Scout?
This project is pretty much the last step to getting Eagle Scout, so you have to do all your merit badges and all the other requirements. You have to get a Scoutmaster conference and everything, all before your final Eagle Board meeting. So the first meeting, you theoretically could have none of the merit badges done, although it looks better the more you have done. And you just have to have them done by their final meeting with the Eagle Board. So
And have you been awarded the Eagle Scout yet, as of now?
I just am waiting for the patch and the pin.
Congratulations.
That has to come in from the, I don't know what it's, the district, I guess, in St. Louis.
Right. And
Yeah,
I
you
guess,
know about
just
that.
so you all know, I don't know how much you guys know or don't know about Eagle Scouts, but the Eagle Scout, so in this case Blake and Luke, they can't do any of the work. It has to be performed by other scouts, and so they have to, their job is to direct them on what to do and how to do it and things like that. And so-
Yeah, it was difficult sometimes. It's like, you want to move the wood, you go to move it, and then you realize, oh man, I can't do that. There was a lot of things that I wanted to show. I could kind of show people, but I couldn't do it. So like, I could hold the drill up, but I couldn't actually screw anything in. Yeah, that,
So how did you get the idea? How did both of you get your ideas for your scout projects?
I just kind of contacted him and then, whatever he needed done.
Good.
Yeah, on that one, Crestview Water Towers are one of our newer parks, and there wasn't anything there. And one of our tree board members said during COVID, and he may still go up there, he would go up there and listen to classical music and just kind of chill out up there, but he would bring his own chair, and so now he has a bench to sit on. And then,
I thought of mine because my brother actually helped build the original dog park. And so my brother's got 2 dogs too, and I just wanted to add on to it.
Nice.
So my brother already knew the dog park association, and so we just got in contact with him, and it went from there.
and the dog park group had been wanting this donor
Yeah.
board for a long time, and
Yeah.
it was one of those things, because I wasn't here when this was all went on, I wasn't sure what the city's involvement should be, or it was, or not. And so Blake just kind of took it and ran with it. But then I think he realized there wasn't a hole on the sign, part, there's not a whole lot for the scouts to do on that, and so that's
Yeah.
kind of how the play features evolved in, because there's more building and construction that the scouts could do on that stuff.
You have to have, leadership hours, and if you like, so I can't, if I were to do 2 obstacles, I probably wouldn't have enough hours, even though that still would have been probably 60 hours. That would still not probably cut it. So that's why I did 4, just to make sure, especially because the older you get, the more time you have to put in.
Right.
So if I were to do this when I was 15, 2 obstacles would have passed, most likely. But since, I'm so close to 18, it wouldn't work.
We're glad of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to show your dog.
Win for everybody.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, young man, you and the other gentleman there, I want to thank you so much being a former scoutmaster. A lot of these folks here may not have seen what all takes place there, but just to get the merit badges too is quite an accomplishment. Okay, so I salute the 2 of you. Very good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Maybe we can get a picture with the bench sometime soon. We'll try to get that organized. Thank you.
Okay, and Sally, are you speaking under America in Bloom, or are you speaking?
I just came as a guest and absorb all the wonderful information from the Parks and Rec Department.
Oh, okay.
And wasn't it a fabulous symposium? We all just revel in the kindness from our guests all across the USA. It was amazing, wasn't it, folks?
It truly,
The beginning to the end.
truly was.
They had a standing ovation at the end. Everyone stood at the table, smiled, clapped, and just remained in that position for what seemed like the longest time. It was beautiful for all of you and for everyone who participated, whether they were a guest or a contributor. So thank you all.
Good. Okay, so now we'll move to old business. Wayne?
So old business, I had American in Bloom conference, and so it was a success. I would say a raving success. Had just unbelievable compliments on how beautiful the city was, how beautiful the parks are, how beautiful the older buildings are in town, and the architecture and the streets, and I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And even Saturday night when I was back down there for the awards portion and the banquet, the closing banquet, and people were still coming up to us. And then since then, I've gotten emails. We got a donation, $150 donation from one of the judges who just loved the town so much. Just gave us $150 out of our own pocket, just for all the hard work we did. I've gotten emails from park directors on, just how Washington's setting the bar, for other symposiums coming up in the near future, and how the city, plans for the future, and just different things. It's been kind of overwhelming. It's a very cool process and was very, very neat. And, there's a lot of volunteers that did a lot of variety of different things to get us to this point, or to that point. And, we'll be having a thank you for them probably later this month or next month. But, Dave, I don't know, you're co-chair along with Sally, if you got anything to add?
No, it really did go great. The compliments, like Wayne said, were amazing. Big thanks to the Parks Department. They put down 5 trailer loads of mulch before this. They worked so hard, and we heard so many compliments that you just could not believe how beautiful the parks were. Everything was perfect. One of the older ladies said, "I can't even find a weed." I mean, it was just, I mean, they looked at everything, and the compliments were amazing. Couldn't have been any better. And like Wayne said, the standards, that the letter came out that we've set new standards, and that was kind of our goal, to go outside the box, and we achieved it.
Well, and I also think, besides all the volunteers, I think we owe the residents in town a big thank you too, because all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, that's probably not the right way, but people's yards and people's homes and everybody just cleaned up the city beautifully. And so if you weren't a volunteer or you weren't a reading warrior, but your residency, you deserve an applause too, because you made Washington look good too.
Yeah, the businesses did too. I took some pictures and posted them on the Washington Bloom Facebook page before the attendees got here, and I was amazed how many businesses had fall decorations out, and you know, I think a couple of them had, you know, don't normally do that, and you know, it just looked nice. It just added to everything. So,
Bruce Riggs, one of the judges, he's been here twice, Friday evening said, "You guys have succeeded. You've got the people to buy in. They saw what you did, and now the people, your community, bought in." He said, "That's what you want to achieve." So to hear that from Bruce was a big compliment too.
Echoing those sentiments, there was definitely a strong outpouring of support from this community, both in service organizations, civic groups, individuals, businesses across the board. It totally runs the gamut in expressions of help and support, as well as financial contributions. And whether it be small, an in-kind donation, or a financial one, it took each and every person or organization to help support us. And actually, we have spoken about the Parks Department. Wayne and Casey and all the park workers were phenomenal, without a question. Gavin, John Steffens, and I have worked in the trenches with many of them for a long time, and Dave and I as well. And Wayne and Casey were just absolutely amazing. Everything they did was so helpful and professional, and the schematic Wayne did for the farmer's market, I mean, that was like really high tech. So across the board, everyone did a great job, and Dave and I have been co-chairs for a long time, and I think we've been working on this particular symposium since 2019, because we were supposed to host it in 2020, but the pandemic had other ideas for us. And also, it should not go without saying that Dave Waymeyer and John Steffens were so diligent with the walking tours and the driving tours. I know they walked hundreds of, or many, many, many miles to make it happen. And develop one that was enjoyable by all of the attendees. And the reception that Tessie and John hosted was wonderful. And Jeannie is a guide. We had people who, Jeannie Miller-Wood, Tyler King, and Katie Dickhouse all met at the farmer's market at 9 a.m. on Friday, the day that our guests arrived. And John Witt chauffeured them into St. Louis to the hotel. Many of you may or may not have known this, but out of the donation of their time and talent, they headed into the hotel, and so they were able to rub shoulders with our guests for just a little bit, and then each of them boarded one of the 3 buses and inspired our guests about what they were going to see in Washington. And then, when they arrived after lunch, they led the tours, so it was major.
I'd like to add that I'm over at the park pretty much every day and was a personal witness to the work done by the maintenance staff of the park, and they deserve every kudos possible.
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
No, it was an amazing evening. Just a real quick story. I know we had Jeff's story here, but the food was so amazing. The one gentleman from Michigan said, "I just wanted to lick my plate. It was so good, but I didn't want people to be, see me." Well, Sandy Lucy ended up taking 6 people over to the studio, and the guy hadn't finished his dessert yet. He said, "I'm taking my dessert with
Yeah.
me." And he took his dessert over there, and as she's showing the picture, he's licking his plate. Sandy said, "I just kind of looked the other way, but it was just so amazing." The other thing, the standards that we set, we had the open bar, which has never been done before. John and Tessie, thank you for doing that. But in the book, we have a bar, but it's always been a cash bar. Saturday night down in St. Louis, then, it's in the book, it was a cash bar. But I guess because we had a free bar, they changed it Saturday night down in St. Louis at the convention to a free bar. So we have definitely set the standards. It cost about $1,000 a person to go to this convention.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's very expensive, it's very nice, very informative, but I think we set some standards that are be the norm now.
Yeah, from a city standpoint, I enjoyed the day. I enjoyed being there helping out. I seen things that I hadn't noticed before, and it was enjoyable in that
that's good.
aspect. As everyone gives kudos, everything is deserved. There's no doubt. It's amazing to me the people who are here. Who I just tried to strike a conversation with everybody I could, whether it was from the state of Washington, Michigan, New Mexico, whoever they were, and no one had a bad thing to say. Everyone was always, you know, it was always something good. It was always something, and I even tried to play it down, you know, well, we don't, you know, it's not that good. No, this is great. It really, really is. Trying to strike a conversation. And I know Wayne's gotten more emails, but some have been forwarded to us as a council. I read those. And it's not just thank yous, but it's the revolutionizing the American in Bloom is what I read. And, you know, the one gentleman from Illinois was just like, you guys have turned this thing into something so much more. So, again, thanks to everybody, and to Sally, Dave, you know, thank you guys very much for thinking outside the box. I think the bus trips, the walk tours, I think that stuff was so well thought out. People, you had the right people in the right place. You know, George Meyer at the stage, who was, you know, fair chairman, to, you know, Mr. Feldman from the Lions Club. He was just, you know, the people were there, and I only got to witness that part of the tour because I was out there. But again, so many thank yous, not just for putting mulch out and having their flowers ready, but it was so much more than that. And I think everybody enjoyed it. Everybody raved it, so.
Yeah,
My girlfriend did too, so she got the dance.
I think everything came together perfectly. There was even towards the end of the day, I was down at the depot and I walked out, and the tour was heading over to the caboose, and I looked over at the river, and there was a little tugboat coming up the river, and everyone was like, "Oh, look, there's a riverboat," and they were all taking pictures and everything. So it was good.
Stage that.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. Okay, under new business, Bush Creek Greenway update.
Bush Creek Green, this will be brief. I just want to give you an update with some information I got from engineering. It's still technically not open. They did a walkthrough, a kind of a punch list walkthrough the other day. One of the final probably pieces that will go into place will be, there's a street light at 8th Street and Jefferson, there where the little circle roundabout thing is. That's supposed to come in November. There's some silt fencing that has to be removed, just minor punch list things, they said. MoDOT said the grass is coming in well. And just so you all know, that the total length of the Greenway is 3 miles, and then the off-road portion, so like the off-road portion, like what you see there at 8th and Jefferson, is that total length, the little sections, is about 1 mile. And the rest of it would be on-road, so 2 miles of on-road then. And that, I don't have a date yet, but I would imagine they'll be closing that out maybe later this month. Or maybe the beginning of November when that light pole comes in, but they're very close, so.
I think an indication of the usage of that, Annette and I were driving down the road the other day and noticed the high school kids all on it.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
They're off of 8th Street
Saw that
using
too.
the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another good thing that came out that I didn't know was gonna happen is where the Greenway meets the east end of the Riverfront Trail down by the sand plant. I never did like how, when we did that renovation of the trail just kind of dead ends at the road there. Because there was, in the past, there was that little section that went across the road and then up by the treatment plant when it was first installed. And with the Greenway, then they fixed it where there's signage there. It's a stop and there's a transition and everything. And it turned out real nice now. So it's not like you're just directing people into the street and saying, well, good luck. It tells you to stop. I think there's a stop line there and everything now, so that turned out nice.
Is there going to be a crosswalk at the International? Where you're going 8th
International
Street
and,
going across? Has there been any
I don't know.
consideration there?
I don't know. I
It's
can
a
find
busy,
out.
it's a busy street.
It
and,
is, yeah.
People in Washington don't stop at crosswalks anyway.
They don't stop at nothing. What the
stop
hell
at
are you
all.
talking about?
I had an ambulance
I
not
seen a
stop for
school
me.
bus run a red light the other day.
International
drumming up
8th,
That ain't no
International
lie.
9th.
Right.
Yeah, at 8th Street, where you're going to be crossing over from 9th Street.
Where the
Street.
rugby field
Ninth,
is.
okay.
9th Street and International.
I'll check.
I mean, in some towns and some places where there's a busy crosswalk,
Yeah.
they will actually have a flashing light, you know, to kind of warn people. But that's a very busy intersection. It could be an issue, though.
Yeah, I'll check.
Good point.
Any other questions on this?
There's only one, I think, on Locust Street. They could think about putting a light there at that crossway, because it's awful dark in the morning down there. And there's an electric pole right there.
At Locust, okay.
That's right where it starts.
Isn't that the parking, isn't that the hood?
Yeah, there's, that's
No,
where the trailhead's gonna be at Locust and 8th. So I'll see what we
You're
can.
saying you need a street light, right, Bob?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a great addition. It looks really good,
It does
Yeah.
look
Really
nice.
cool.
Pretty.
especially along the creek. When it goes along the creek, I think.
Okay,
All right.
moving on, the Aquatic Center report.
So you have two sheets in front of you there, and so the one with the, there's one that compares 2021 to 2022 revenue. And so that would be this one here with the gray on it. You'll see that punch cards and daily admission revenues was down about $7,800, so 134 to 126. And then the next column there, the next down from it, just daily admissions itself from 21 to 22 was down about 9,500. Good thing is we sold more punch cards this year. The 20 visit pass punch cards, we're up almost $1,300. And then Robin really stepped up her programming this year, and we were up about $7,600 in programming at the pool this year, which helps our bottom line in the end, you'll see. Rental revenue is about the same as last year, about $3,000. All other rental, or revenue, I should say, was about the same, about $200. And so our grand total, we were down about $600. If you throw the concession stand in there, concession stand was almost up $1,000 this year. And then if you combined it all together, so pool and concessions, if you look at 21 versus 22, we actually were up $342 this year versus 2021. So admission was down a little bit, but we made it up in other areas, mostly in programming. So, and then the second sheet there is just attendance. You can see, what I want to point out on this sheet here is, the first column's 22, and the second Excel graph there is from 21. You can see the daily or the monthly attendance totals. If you look at 2022, that green week, August 15th through the 19th, it says extra week. That's that week I alluded to last meeting that we paid extra for this year. So we paid MPM $8,100 to open the pool that week, but we only brought in $2,200. And I went to a meeting yesterday in St. Louis with MPM and a lot of other Parks and Rec directors, and I am nearly certain they won't, even if we wanted to do it, even if you guys said, yeah, we want to keep doing it, they're not going to do it. They're having a really hard time staffing. Once everyone went back to high school and college, they were hurting pretty bad. Surprisingly, that week, here, we had staff. We didn't have to close any sections of the pool or anything like that, but the only caveat was the weather was pretty bad that week, which kind of saved us. Pool was open some days, but not every day that week. And we did have staff, and we didn't have to close any of the sections of the pool. And then if you look at the weekends, you know, a lot of this is weather dependent, but the weekends from 21 versus 22, attendance was down on the weekends. And then overall, attendance was down about 9,500 from 21. You know, I would contribute that to a couple things. One, the newness is wearing off. Two, the weather. I mean, the NPM talked about it yesterday at their meeting that I was at. The weather was really bad this year between the rainstorms and then the scorching heat. I think some people stayed away from the pool this year. So overall, I misspoke there, Ethan. I said attendance was down 9,500. That's not correct. That was, our revenue was down that much. Overall attendance was down 3,124 people. So a little down,
Not bad.
not too bad. Overall though,
We've had a lot worse.
attendance, you know, looking at 2019, our attendance was 8,800, and 21 it jumped to 19,000, and this year overall was like almost 16,000. So
Yeah.
it's at least it's staying up high. So, any questions about pool?
Okay. Moving on, Memorial Tree and Bench Committee.
I'll keep this brief. Staff and I have mostly staff, but I have started to, at least today, working on Memorial Tree and Bench Committee. And I found my notes. I had a post-it note in my folder, and it told me exactly who's on the committee, which is Dave, John, Sparky, and Gavin. Do you all want to still be on the committee?
I will.
Okay.
John will.
There's John.
I'll just,
He has no choice.
he has no choice.
John was on there for tree board.
Yeah, he will be on that committee.
So, what I think I'm gonna do is, I'd like for the committee to meet with my staff for like the first 2 times. I'll be working in the background on some stuff. They can kind of guide you guys through everything. And then they can give me information that you guys are thinking, and then we can meet together and come up with a plan and get this going. So that's moving along, or will be moving along here shortly.
Sounds good.
While we are talking about memorial benches, trees, et cetera, I'd like to bring up Jackie Post Miller and make a suggestion that we install a bench in her honor at the Miller Post Nature Reserve.
Good
That
idea.
works for me.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a
Yeah, I
good
think
idea.
That's a good idea.
good idea.
Yeah.
So as a committee, I'm just asking, if that's one of those that you're gonna mark down, hey, we wanna put one here in her memory.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
I
something
think,
that
I think
someone's
this,
gonna come-
I
No,
think,
no, I agree with you, Gavin, but I guess I'm saying if someone comes in and says, hey, we want a memorial, we'd love to put a bench somewhere. Here's an idea. Is that part of what the committee's looking to do here? Or are we?
Right, Jeff, the idea was, we were supposed to have locations of benches, and then the trees in the parks, so they can't just plant anything. Each park will have certain trees that we need, depending on what the fields are, ball fields, or whether it's around the lake, or whether it's gonna be natives out there at Phoenix. That was the idea of the committee, to make sure that the right tree got planted in the right place,
Okay,
according to the park.
great.
But yeah, we would have, as far as benches and trees, but there's a bigger demand for benches. We'll have specified locations of where they can go. And people can come to us with ideas, but
Right.
I want to have the authority to veto it, depending, just in case it's, too close to trail, whatever it may be.
Right. Well, I guess my
But-
point is, we talked at the last meeting about we have a list of people who want
Right.
to give.
Yes.
but
And then we
my,
don't have a place for them to go. So I guess,
Right,
committee
but
members, you're gonna take
Gavin's-
this and run with it and have a.
Yes.
Gavin's suggestion is different.
My suggestion is, due to the donation that Jackie was so kind to bestow upon the city, she steps to the front of the line and we do it now.
Okay, I guess that was my question.
Yeah.
So is that something that Parks budget's gonna pay for that bench?
That is also my,
Yeah.
that is also my suggestion.
Okay.
Do we have to make a motion about that, or?
I don't know, do we need a motion?
We need a recommendation.
Wouldn't be bad to have a recommendation, yeah.
Okay, so Gavin has made a motion to put a bench in honor of, at Miller Post, and I need a second.
I second.
Jeannie seconds.
well, she did.
That's all right, if that's okay. Yeah,
Everybody did.
did. All in
Everybody
favor?
agreed. Well, no.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we can get going on that pretty
And then
quickly.
we'll have like a nice ceremony, I would imagine, right?
I think we
A
should.
little something we should.
Yes, like we did at Phoenix.
Yeah.
You know, just
Invite our
something with,
family and-
Have your January park board meeting there.
Maybe.
Better watch what you ask for.
Might be 70
It
degrees.
might be 70 degrees, you never know.
Your little
And I had one more thing under new business that wasn't on there that I emailed out to you guys, is selecting the color of the playground for Riverfront Park. So this is going to council on Monday. If you recall, I don't know if it was last meeting or the meeting before, but you all made a recommendation to have a playground at Riverfront Park, provided downtown Washington Inc. Could fundraise for it and pay for it, and so they're well on their way. Tyler has received a grant from Union Pacific Railroad for $10,000 for the playground, and then Mark Tobin was just in the paper, I guess today's paper, or the most recent paper, donated $25,000 towards that playground. Mark and Lisa.
Yeah.
And so I need to get the playground ordered ASAP. The longer we wait, the further it gets delayed. And so if I order it on Tuesday, if council would approve it on Monday, I order it on Tuesday, it'll be here the first week in April. And Parks
Unbelievable.
can have our portion of it ready to go in March. And then once the playground gets here, their installation's included in the price. A playground like that would take them a day, maybe two, I would think, to install it. And then it'll be ready to go for all the events down there throughout the summer season. And so I have, just like we did with Phoenix, and I don't know if we did that with Main Park, but at least Phoenix, and Tyler wanted this, he was requesting that Park Board had be part of the process of this playground. So this picture here that you're looking at would be, it's a pretty big, and it's I'm surprised it's not made of plastic, but it's metal with a real nice coating on it. This picture, why I'm showing it, would be on, no matter what color the playground is, what you see here would be on any of them. So this white, big, and it's pretty large. I actually had a sample of it.
Wayne, are the pictures that you sent us, is that the actual structure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If I can get them to pull up here. Let me close out of that. And so you'll see that in one of them, but not all of them. It would take too long to get them to draw that into all of them. So you got option, what is this? Uh-oh. Hopefully this pulls up. Oh, good. Yeah, so there it is there. So this is the red and white option.
So we're gonna call that one.
Yeah, option A or 1. And so this is the exact playground. All the playgrounds are the same, they're just different colors here. And so that, you can see that white piece is there at the top of one of the slides here. So that's red and white. Get out of that. Here's B, this is, and so I asked the rep to come up with popular colors. And so you may not like them, or I may not like them, but these are the popular colors of playgrounds right now.
You like that one?
Yes, sir.
I don't know why I don't have a different view of it.
The last one made me sick.
Well, it's too much like, the green.
Oh, there we go. Computer's slow.
Oh,
It's all green.
that's,
So this is option 2 or B, I guess.
well, the third one, you don't even,
And then the third option is one that you've seen before, or at least color scheme.
Ugly color.
it's so ugly.
How do you really feel?
It's just really ugly.
Oh, yeah.
I can't, I
It's too
just,
much
that's,
like the main park,
Yeah.
the color.
it does
Yeah,
look like a
She
giant.
keeps sending it because it's popular.
No, but
I like
main
it when
park
there's
is
a little bit more,
Did downtown Washington have
the red and the blue.
any one that they preferred, or?
Do you want to know?
No, not till we vote.
Oh,
We're gonna vote.
You'd come to
If you were
meetings
in
every now and then,
If
you'd
you were in
know.
charge, you could, right now, we're gonna vote, and then we'll see how our vote
All right,
goes.
all right. What are you gonna do, put up fingers?
Raise hands, maybe,
Oh,
whatever.
Okay.
So, everybody's seen the colors.
That's it.
And so we said, I'm just gonna go all in favor of the first one, which is the red, blue with the little white. Raise your hand. One hand. 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 there. Number 2,
That's
which,
it.
well,
Okay.
you still want, we just want to know what you think. Okay, so number 2, which is not all green, but teal, blue, green. We have 2 for that. And then we have none for number 3, which is perfect. Dave's not going to vote, he's not voting, he's not going to vote.
He's not allowed.
Okay.
All right,
But is that the one you like, Dave?
No, number one, number one all the way.
So,
so the color chosen is number 1 now. What did
that's the color they picked too.
they pick? See?
I showed it to some,
That's the color I like.
Pick-
none of them wanted.
That's what the downtown
it
picked
is.
too.
You did, as I recall, you didn't like number 1 at the original meeting.
Well, I thought they would have better options, but they don't, so.
A little bit.
Red and blue are kind of train colors, so.
Right, yeah.
And if that's what downtown likes, then we're all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's,
Consistent.
yes,
Yep,
that's good.
Yep.
That's
so
good.
good.
Well, they can spot it. I mean, if people were
Yeah.
down there, they can see red and blue as opposed to the green would just get lost in the trees and things.
Yeah.
Or in the river. You just see
We're in the trash can.
Your brother actually picked the colors out. So, okay, good.
Okay, is there any other business that anybody would like to bring up?
I just want to say, last Thursday night
good
was,
job.
we had a really good time.
Oh, I
Which
forgot
is on Main Street, and
Robin
I think,
really-
yeah, Robin and Casey did a phenomenal job,
Yep.
and we sold over 320 some tickets, so it was a very, it was a beautiful night. That's, you know,
That was
It
a
was.
beautiful night, and it was,
But the ladies,
of witches
they
to be out there.
outdid themselves.
oh,
The costumes, some of the ladies in their costumes were just unbelievable. But I think everybody had a really, really good time. And Robin should, and Casey, for all of your work.
absolutely.
I mean,
Thank you, thank you.
that was a very nice evening.
Do you still have t-shirts for sale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was photographing down on Front Street, and I was with a mom and a son, and they were like, what is that noise? And I'm like, those are the witches.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up. I forgot. It was like 2 awesome events in a row down there.
It was.
Right.
And 2 completely different events, but
Yeah.
there were 2 or 3 people that came up, and I guess they were staying at Old Dutch, but they were like, what is this? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm like, well, these are the witches. And then we had a lot of fun comments about when everybody was dancing, all the witches dancing in front of Borgia Church, which I never connected. I thought
I
that was
did
so
last
funny.
year.
Yeah.
It was really funny, so,
But
the-
everybody behaved themselves. They were behaving.
Everybody had a great time, and those girls,
So you
ladies,
say.
you worked extremely
Explain me
hard, and you put on a great event for the witches in Washington.
Yes, there's,
And the guys set up
There's a lot that goes into it leading up to the event. You know, there's a lot of ordering and all that stuff. And Casey and Robin are the ones that really, I mean, all the stuff going up to it it's a lot of work.
That's right.
Yeah.
But a lot of people have fun.
The way that tables were set up in the parking lot, you know, for them to
Oh, yeah,
eat and
everybody could
drink.
sit and have beverages, and then the vendors, and there were some great vendors. The fire dancer, he was just amazing. The fortune teller, I wanted to go get my fortune read, and the line was huge. You
Oh,
couldn't get to her. There were two of them. So, I mean, it was fun. It really was a
Yeah.
really nice.
And it, you know, we had 350 people, which is in town, and then they,
And almost everybody, I would say maybe 2 or 3 people weren't really dressed up. I mean, 99% of that
Yeah,
group, they were dressed.
Including
And-
us.
Yeah, and it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny.
Of
No,
course.
we didn't want
and then about half of them head down on Front Street after it's over.
Oh, yeah.
Run around the rest of the night.
Well, it was fun to watch them all kind of walk in. These covens of witches were just all coming down the streets. It was fun. It was good.
And we didn't have as many Sanderson sisters this year. Last year, we had like 6 sets of Sanderson sisters from Hocus
You would
Pocus,
think
and
with
we
Hocus
didn't.
Pocus 2 being out.
Yeah,
we'd
you
get-
would
But
think.
the ones we had were they were good.
Yeah,
They were really good.
Yeah, it was a neat event. So that was the second year of that, so
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think it's here to stay.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Well, I was getting,
You don't want to talk about witches?
you don't want to talk about witches, Bob? You know. Anyway, well, I do need a motion, but to remind everyone that our next park board meeting is November 9th, and I do need a motion and a second to adjourn this meeting.
I make a motion.
So I have a motion by Bob and a second by Betty. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Do I get to see a photo?
I don't have my phone with me. Do you have your phone with you for? Oh, I
No,
don't.
you had,
Yeah,
I'll
we
send
got
it.
extra.
she has it, she
I'll
has
send it.
She took it.